Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys remember, we got to see the Realme X3 Super Zoom launch in Europe a couple of days back. But with the Realme X3 Super Zoom, we did not see the Realme X3 launching in Europe. And now guys, in India, Realme has said that it will launch the Realme X3 on June 25th. And there are actually a lot of hypes and rumors surrounding this whole thing. And in this video, you will actually see some expected specs and expected performance of this device, how this device will be. So with that said guys, it's Ranga here and you're watching TechSpot. Let's get started. Now, before talking about the Realme X3 itself, we will take a quick look at the Realme X3 Super Zoom which was launched in Europe. And regarding the specification of this Realme X3 Super Zoom, this one came with a 6.67 inch Full HD plus IPS LCD panel and offered a 120Hz refresh rate. Yes, Realme did drop the option of AMOLED panel and instead gave the higher refresh rate. And then the processor, we see that flagship processor of 2019, which is the Snapdragon 855 plus. And because you do not get the Snapdragon 865 processor, there is no 5G support in this phone. This phone supports only 4G. And the biggest thing about this phone was the camera. You can actually see that in the name itself, it's named as X3 Super Zoom. And in the back, we get to see a 64 megapixel main camera, which is the Samsung GW1 sensor, and then a 8 megapixel ultra wide. And then we also get to see a 8 megapixel periscope camera, which actually has a 5x optical zoom and also offers optical image stabilization. And the fourth camera is a macro camera. On the front we have dual camera, which is a punch hole, and the primary one is 32 megapixel and the secondary front camera is a 8 megapixel ultra wide. So this is all about the Realme X3 Super Zoom guys. Now let's talk about the Realme X3 itself. Guys, regarding this phone, there has been no official spec release, but all Realme has said that is it will launch this phone on June 25th. But there has been a lot of rumors and leaks surrounding, and here are the expected specs for this smartphone guys. This phone is supposed to come with a 6.5 or 6.6 inches Full HD plus panel. And again, this panel will be a IPS LCD and it will offer a higher refresh rate. Yes, again, what they say, Realme will drop the option of AMOLED panel for higher refresh rate because most of the people are preferring higher refresh rate nowadays. And the next thing about the processor, this is where the most confusing thing is. Some people actually tell that this phone has a, this phone may come with the Snapdragon 855 processor. But we see the Geekbench results, and in the single core test, this phone has scored around 830 points, and even the Snapdragon 855 scores more than 1000 points in the single core test. So the probability of this phone coming in the Snapdragon 855 is very less. And now most of the people are telling that this phone will come with the 7X series of Snapdragon. And most probably the 7X processor will be the Snapdragon 765G, and this processor actually supports 5G guys. So if this phone is going to come with this processor, this will be the first phone in India to launch with the 765G and 5G support at this price segment. And still we are not actually clear about which processor will be put in this phone because there has been no official wording from Realme, and also I doubt that if Realme will launch a 5G phone in India right now, because we will not get 5G for at least next 2 years, and it may even get further delayed because due to the ongoing COVID situation. But most of the leaks say that this will be the first mid-range 5G phone in India. So let's hope that this phone comes with the Snapdragon 765G, because Snapdragon 765G is also a pretty powerful processor and is good for gaming and most heavy tasks. Now regarding the camera, this phone will most probably have the quad camera setup at the back with 64 megapixel camera, and then it will also have a ultra wide macro and portrait lens. No guys, you will not get an optical zoom in this because the optical zoom is in save only for the Realme X3 Super Zoom. And in the front you may get a single or dual camera, and most probably 90% it will be the punch hole notch. It may be around 60 to 20 megapixels in the front. You may also get a dual camera because it may try to rival the Poco X2. And regarding the battery will be somewhere around 4000 to 4500 milliamperes. Guys, actually there has also been leaks saying that this phone will come with the dual cell technology, which was recently used in the Oppo's Find X2, if I remember correctly. And that one, if you remember, offered a 65-watt fast charging, and they were actually able to offer that 65-watt fast charging only due to the dual cell technology which they used. And there are leaks saying that this phone has borrowed that technology from Oppo and has used it in this device, but still we don't know about that. However, this will come around a 4000 to 4500 milliampere battery and will offer a minimum 30-watt fast charger, because even with some devices like Realme X3 which starts at 13,000, we get to see a 30-watt fast charger, so we can expect at least that. Now let's talk about the pricing. And this phone is supposed to be the successor of Realme X2, which was launched in 2019. And if you guys actually recall, Realme X2 was launched at a price around 20,000. So this phone also we can expect at that price range around 20 to 23 or 22,000, something like that. And if this phone actually launches at that price segment, it will be a very good deal, because it is actually offering some really good specs. However guys, there is no official word about these things yet, so let's wait and see. So guys, that's it about the Realme X3 for now. Once we get the official specs and official price, I will also upload a video about that. So do subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification if you want to get an immediate notification of whenever I upload the video. And if you liked what you watched here, do hit on the like button guys. And here is actually one bonus news for you. There is a device from Realme which is codenamed as RMX2121, and it has recently passed the TENAA certification in China. And there are rumors saying that this phone may be the Realme X3PRO. And this phone is actually said to come with the Snapdragon 865 processor, because in the TENAA certification we got to see that this phone is actually having a dual 5G standby and is running on operating system of Android operating system, and this phone is manufactured by Realme. So this phone may be Realme X3 Pro, which we do not know it yet officially guys. Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys remember, we got to see the Realme X3 SUPERZOOM launch in Europe a couple of days back. But with the Realme X3 SUPERZOOM, we did not see the Realme X3 launching in Europe. And now guys, in India, Realme has said that it will launch the Realme X3 on June 25th. And there are actually a lot of hypes and rumors surrounding this whole thing. And in this video, we will actually see some expected specs and expected performance of this device, how this device will be. So with that said guys, it's Ranga here and you're watching TechSpot. Let's get started.